Hello, it's Emma Mills and welcome to episode 151 of MiTV. And today's episode I'm going to tell you why I scrapped all of my New Year's resolutions and only focused on one, and it's all inspired by this book. I've always really liked reading, but lockdown has definitely invigorated me spending time to consume really good content and learning from people that are successful and, masters at what they do. As Tony Robbins would say, success always leaves clues. And this book, although it is definitely a thick wedgie one, it's just so good. Get it on audio if it's easier, but it's so interesting. And whether you like Arnold Schwarzenegger or not, or whether you think his films are absolute trash, the actual story of him moving from Austria to America and being laser focused on every single goal he had is really something. Like from his background of where he came from, of his goals of what he wanted to achieve. Now, I'm not going to give you a book review on this, but just to put it in context, he came from a very, very poor Austrian normal family, and he moved to America solely just based on his own dreams around what he wanted to achieve. Bodybuilding was his move across the pond, I guess, to America, and bodybuilding was more of a thing in America, so he could train, and he met really connected, successful, famous people in bodybuilding, but don't watch this MiTV and think, yeah, but he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a massive Hollywood film star. He was the governor of California. Like, he was a very, very normal person. And what's so apparent in this book is that when he got something in his mind, and to be fair, it was only really one thing at a time that he did very, very well. He didn't become an actor and a bodybuilder and the governor of California all at the same time. He focused all in on something, understood what he needed to do, and he did that really, really well. So bodybuilding was his first thing, and literally to the point of, if he was training for something he wanted to win, Mr. Olympia or whatever it was, the first thing he would plan in the day was his 5 hours of bodybuilding, and nothing would absolutely detract from that. It wasn't girls, it wasn't hanging out with mates, it wasn't eating crap food. His sole focus was, I need to do these 5 hours, because I know if I cheat myself and I do the 4 hours, I'm not going to do the poses how I should. I know if I skip a day, it's gonna show when I'm on stage. So religiously, he decided on what he had to do, and he stuck to it, and absolutely nothing in the book tore him away from doing this training. Again, when he then had a really successful career in that, and he wanted to get into films, everything he did, the people he met and hung around with and wanted to introduce himself to, the absolute just throwing himself at any opportunity that came along, the focus on just being a Hollywood star, on being an actor. Well, his focus was an actor, not being on a Hollywood star. Again, it was laser focused, and nothing else detracted from him knowing where he wanted to get to. And my New Year's resolutions, although not as lofty as Arnold Schwarzenegger's, I completely scrapped the list that I started writing, because he really hit home to me how he has done one thing really bloody well every single time. And so for me, and for those seasoned MiTV watchers, I'm going to mention the book. Still haven't written my own book. I need to get it out there. I know the impact it will have, and I know the impact I can have on business owners to have a manual of getting the good stuff done and only focusing on the fun stuff. The book has to be the thing. So I scrapped the rest of my New Year's resolutions and my planning of my calendar on a Sunday, day to day. The book is the first thing. Have I got my hour in to write or to consume content that will help or to research? Is every day an amount of time spent on moving this forwards? Because if it's not, how on earth are you expecting it to happen? So whatever your resolution is, project that you need to get done, goals that you want to happen in 2021. My MiTV today is thinking about mastery of one thing really well, not doing lots of things half-assed. I mean, before Christmas, I talked about a story where Warren Buffett had somebody who was mentoring write a list of 25 things he needs to get done, his to-do list. And he told him to literally scrap everything from 0.6 downwards, because none of these things the time would never appear. They would never get done well. We can only focus on a certain amount of stuff. And I think now there's so much distraction. There's so many notifications. I mean, my phone's lighted up now. There are so many things that can detract people from just doing really good work. And so for me, I scrapped everything that I was writing down about, even producing MiTV regularly, like all these other things that I wanted to do. I scrap them off my list. Doesn't mean that they're not important in my life, but they're scrapping off to get my main focus, and the book is the only thing, it's the one thing that I want to do really, really well. So episode 151 today is, whatever your thing is that you want to achieve this year, what is the one thing without fail every single day you should be stacking up the hours on, and that by the end of the year will have made an incredible difference to your life, to your business, to spending time at home, to focusing on the fun stuff. Because remember, this is MiTV, and everything is not just about having, making lots of money. It's not about that. It's about you having the freedom to spend your time to focus on the fun stuff, whatever that will be. So I hope today's episode helps you to get your head out of the dirt and into the clouds. Highly recommend you buying this book. And it wouldn't be fair if I didn't end this episode without saying, I'll be back.